So recently, someone was trying to use a power of attorney in a legal case, but the court denied it. Why, might you ask? The translation didn't include a legal clause, and the format of the document was altered. Here's how to make sure that doesn't happen to you. Powers of attorney are serious legal documents, and when translated for immigration, bank accounts, inheritance, legal action of any kind, opening a business in a foreign country, or closing a business, accuracy is critical. I'm Jason from Taika Translations. We've helped clients all over the world submit legally valid certified powers of attorneys, also known as POAs, for USCIS, foreign attorneys, foreign court actions, and financial institutions. Now, some of the common mistakes that we see are leaving out clause numbering or formatting, adjusting the formatting simply because someone thought that information was not necessary, misinterpretation or improper use of legal language. In every industry, there is specific terminology associated with that industry. And when you don't use a legal translator for that type of work, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you skip seals, you never want to skip any seals, any signatures, or dates, and you've got to make sure that the dates are in the correct formats. And if parties have signed in different countries, the parties from the different countries may have used different date formats. You need to identify that and make sure that in the target documentation, those are correctly manifested. And if there's not a certification from a certifying translator or authority, then you take the responsibility of guaranteeing the reviewer that the information is accurate and correct and has been done with all correct protocol in that language for that power of attorney or that legal proceeding document. So what is required for a translation of a power of attorney? Full word for word translation of every single section. In the Bible, there's an old phrase of every dot and every tittle, right? So every single detail of that power of attorney must be manifested on the new documentation. If you're not a detail-oriented person, send it to an organization like ours and we'll help you. Formatting that mirrors the original. Now, I know this kind of sounds logical and maybe it's maybe based on the previous one, but if it does not look like the same document, the reviewer will automatically start thinking that maybe it's not the same document. And if they get that thought in their head and dig further and find something that's out of place or not correctly translated, that's going to be cause for rejection. You don't want to give the reviewer any doubt. It must be a mirror reflection of that source document. Now, you need to have in your submission to the authority that you're applying to, you have to include a copy of the original. And with that, there should be a signed translator certification. If there's not, then you have a very high likelihood of running into issues because that means either you or the verifying authority has to take on the responsibility of saying, yes, this is a true and accurate representation of that document. And if they don't speak both languages perfectly and know the specific terminology specific to that industry, then there might be calls for pause or rejection or further review. And any delay in the process is costing you time and money. And the final mistake some people make is that they don't get it translated by a neutral third party. And this is important because so many times when people have a friend or a family member that speaks a different language, they think that they just know every specific term associated with every specific industry simply because they speak that language. And that's just not the case. Imagine you're a doctor, or you're a lawyer, or you work in pharmaceuticals, or you work in engineering. All of those industries, they have specific terminology for the content that's produced in that language. And if you don't know that terminology or haven't been trained to translate in that terminology, it's very difficult for you to correctly manifest the documentation properly in that language. So that's why a neutral third party that is a professional who has been trained in that specific industry terminology is vital for making sure that you can have the correct and certified version of your document. So how can Taika Translations help you? You can go to taikatranslations.com and right there on the first page of our website, you can upload your document, your power of attorney or your POA, and we will assign a legal translator and, if necessary, a sworn legal translator to make sure that that power of attorney is correctly translated and certified. We maintain all formatting and accuracy, and you receive a ready to submit PDF in 1 to 2 business days that is ready for court or any official use. A power of attorney is too important to get wrong. So let us help you translate it right the first time, clearly, legally, and on time. Upload your documents at taikatranslations.com or email us at projects@taikatranslations.com, and we'll help you get started to make sure that your document, when you go to submit it or open your bank account or create that new business or launch that new initiative in a foreign country or in the United States, if you're foreign to the United States, gets approved, gets accepted, and you have the greatest chance of succeeding.